What's up, guys? It's me, JellyKnees, and let's talk about the last myth of the pre-alpha 7, and it's none other than Talos. I think this is the myth that we've had the most information on for the longest amount of time. He's one of the oldest, if not the oldest myth that was created for Ethereal. So, I mean, this is one that got people hyped up originally. So I think it's really cool to see that he's still here, but also just finally be able to go over some of the things that we think about him, his kit, his speculation, builds, the whole nine yards. Really exciting that Talos is able to be done with that still. But so get subscribed. Let's talk about Talos. His art, really, really good. I love the texturing detail on his armor. Really good, but he's got this weird, like, it almost seems tech based chest plate with the bones sticking out. Like, it feels very mixed, which I kind of enjoy about him. And we see that a little bit better in some of the other images. Like here, you can see a better image of that chest plate, which feels really techy to me for some reason. And I think it's the coloring, but also just the feel of his armor. Really, really nice. I love it. I get Monster Hunter vibes from it, but I love that about it at the same time. So it's a really cool thing. And then we get a shot of his axe here. We know based on Talos's old lore that he used to be known as the shield bearer, but that something happened in between and now he has the axe. So I can't wait to get more lore information about how that all happened. But overall, very, very cool. And this is basically the concept art for this image, is it seems like we saw with some of the other myths like Dante or Leah. We get that concept art equivalency to the myth, which I think this is just an epic picture that I mean, I think that anybody could have this as a background and somebody could look at it and be like, whoa, like that's super cool background. Gives me a feeling of like Ark in the background with the trees for some reason. I don't quite know why, but it just does. But so let's look at, hey, look at that. Tanner Lisi just subscribed on YouTube. Hey, reminder, get subscribed. Couldn't have planned that better if I tried. And another one. Wow, 2 subscribers. You should make sure that you're part of it. So let's talk about Talos's first skin. This is Crimson Hunter Talos, if I remember correctly. And all in all, incredible. I think it doubles down on that Monster Hunter vibe, giving them more bone, but I love the red textures on them. The accents are incredible. Overall, I can't wait to see this in game and be able to use this. And my curiosity becomes, what did he kill? What creature did he kill to gain the bones to do this? Like, if there's lore behind the skin, that's what I want to know for Talos in this case. So I love it all, but let's get into Talos's voice lines.
Survival is within us all. All right, stay together. Don't be rash. We'll get through this. The unknown is a threat, always. Never turn your back on it. I was tortured by something I don't understand. Don't need to know it to kill it. Getting comfortable is a quick way to an early grave. Keep moving. Don't let them catch your scent. Do not turn away. I'll cleave you apart. I will not fall. Dead and done. Gather round. We're eating good tonight. Thanks, friend. Don't care where it comes from. Long as it can take a hit. Free is free. Rage! Anger! Demon! I will kill you or die trying! Fae or not, you need to go. You remind me of my own mistakes. Get down! Eases my tired bones. Sweet like mead. Don't know what it does. Don't need to. Too many things on it. Pointy. I like. Your neck will meet my axe. I'm a big fan of shields. They're really something I can get behind. How am I alive?
All right, guys. So Talos's voice lines are incredible. I mean, out of the 7 we've listened to so far, none of them really fall below the others, in my opinion. I love them all very much for different reasons. Talos just gives me that like strength knight vibe, and I just love everything about it. So the casting choices were incredible. The sound design was incredible. I mean, everything about these first pre-alpha 7 voice lines are just amazing all around. But let's talk about where Talos is from and things like that. So Talos is actually from Beyond, which was a little bit of a shock to me seeing the website update. I assumed that he was probably from Edalos as well, or maybe he was from Grin like Malaya, but turns out he's from Beyond, and the Beyond is a really interesting place. So I can't wait to get into more detail about what the Beyond entails and where things come from and how they're coming from the Beyond. But Talos will be a melee physical myth, as we expect, with a giant axe. Like, there's no doubt that he was going to be a melee physical myth, and he's going to be part of the Knight class. So the Knight class is going to have a Relic Hunt as their class active. So they're going to be able to choose one of several hunts to go on and gain quest lines that they have to complete, whether it be kill minions or kill jungle camps or do this thing, and they'll be able to gain extra powerful item that we haven't seen before. It's not in the item shop on the website right now that we know of. So it'll be really cool to see all of that. As of right now, we don't know how many different night paths there are. They said in the extra life test that there's 4 right now, but there's the potential to expand to more in the future. Now let's transition over to Talos's lore. So, I mean, this is one of the bigger ones that we've got. Given life by Kyle at the dawn of creation, Talos quickly became the immovable shield for the first people of Grin. Burdened by Azrael's increasing corruption, causing once peaceful creatures to turn ravenous and deadly, Talos rose quickly within his tribe as an infallible beast slayer. Talos, armed with a holy battle axe gifted to him from the skies, vows to hunt the Craxian beast that rained chaos across his once tranquil homeland. Experiencing pain and grief for the first time filled Talos with an absolute bloodthirst for revenge. He would hunt the beast across all realms, for eternity if need be. Talos shines in the face of mayhem. Get in the enemy's face and wreak as much havoc as you can. Whenever Talos is involved in the death of an enemy myth, his resolve is bolstered, permanently adding to his resistances. Hold the line with unwavering force, demonstrating why he is known as the immovable shield. Now, I absolutely love all of this. Like I said, it mentions Grin here. It sounds like he may have been from a similar tribe to Malaya after he was given life by Kyle at the dawn of creation in the Beyond. Really cool. Azrael's increasing corruption mentions and ties into Iran's lore. So I imagine we're going to see a lot of balance between Iran and Talos talking to each other. But let's kind of go through the abilities that we find out about here. The Talos shines in the face of mayhem. I think absolutely is going to be that he gains resistances or damage based on how many enemy myths are in combat around him. So the more there is, he either gains more resistances or more damage and will just absolutely go to town in big fights. So he's going to want the more the merrier in fights with him. Get in enemy's face and wreak as much havoc as you can. This means to me that he's going to have some kind of movement, probably not, I wouldn't say a dash, because the other dashes have been fairly straightforward, that they call it a dash or a quick movement or something like that. This just says get in the enemy's face and wreak as much havoc. So it sounds like he's going to be able to move slightly faster, which ties into what we think about his right mouse button ability. But we'll get into that in a second. Whenever Talos is involved in the death of an enemy myth, his resolve is bolstered, permanently adding to his resistances. This is insane. Every time he kills a myth, he's going to gain resistances. Is it a crazy, crazy concept? I imagine it probably will act similar to Rengar in League of Legends. If you guys play that every unique kill. So he can really only do this 6 times. But if he does it all 6 times, he gains 5 armor and 5 magic resist per kill. So he would gain a total of 30 magic and armor resist by itself, which is a lot to gain just for free, basically. Absolutely crazy. Hold the line with unwavering force, demonstrating why he is known as the immovable shield. My guess is he's probably going to have some kind of unstoppable trait about him that CC doesn't affect him for a certain amount of time. And that's why unwavering force, that he's going to be so strong he can overpower that crowd control that someone is throwing his way. Now, if we look at the right mouse button ability icon, we kind of get this ravenous frenzy type look into it. And that's exactly what we think Talos's right mouse button is going to be, is that he's going to gain move speed, attack speed, and maybe extra damage, and be able to rush in and do a bunch of damage all at once because he's bolstering his defenses. He's unwavering. He's doing all the things that we just read about and do as much damage as possible. But if he doesn't get the kills he needs in the amount of time of this enraged state, he's going to actually become weaker and slower because of it and kind of go into a fatigued state. So maybe slower, maybe less resistances all around, take more damage, whatever it's going to be. We think that that's going to be the pro and con to his right mouse button ability. And I think that the potential for that is absolutely huge. The risk reward is great. You go in, you do the thing. Congrats. You did exactly what you were supposed to do. But if you don't complete your mission, you are probably going to die for it because you didn't calculate the odds enough in your favor to succeed in your mission. Really cool concept all around. I'm really excited to see if we're right about that one in particular. And then for Talos's build, I kind of wanted to go with a tanky build, but still with enough damage that he could go out there and fight the good fight. So, and that's kind of what I think that this accomplishes right here. There are a couple important items in this build that I think are really going to have an effect. If you notice, I mean, we have 1300 bonus mana, and that's kind of crazy for a bruiser build. So what I think is actually going to be really nice is we have this item, Charm of Pure Mana. And what it does is it's got a unique passive called Mana Potency. And what Mana Potency does is you gain physical power based on 10% of your maximum mana. So if we have 1300, and let's just say that Talos has 300 base, that's 1600 mana, which means he's going to gain 160 physical power just like that, just for having the item on his build. So we have 160 bonus plus the 75 he already has, plus whatever his base is. We could easily potentially get over 300 physical power while still gaining 1000 bonus health, 125 armor, 110 magic resist, and 40% cooldown reduction. So I think this build could be very, very strong on Talos, giving him a kind of all-around build to go in, fight the good fight, have resistances, especially if he gets more resistances the more people are around him. I think that this could be a very, very strong build, but we'll have to wait to try it out in game when it comes out. So guys, that's the end of the pre-alpha mini lore series. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. If there's something you wish I would go more into, they're releasing more information about the myths every week, so we'll probably come back and do more lore on each one as time goes on. But officially tomorrow, we are going to start the new series and talk about a whole slew of things that I can't wait for you guys to see. So make sure you're subscribed for that. If you want to see more ethereal content, I have a playlist full of everything I've done right over here. If you want to see a video just for you, right on the other side. And if you click the icon above my head, hit subscribe, get the bell on, make sure you're subscribed for that series, and you'll get all the notifications for it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.